check my. I think. Okay. Just let me know if my audio volume is not okay. Okay, so just let me know if you have problems hearing me or if it's too loud. Okay. So we're going to start, and today's class, as you know already, I mentioned that we will be staying from 9. I think in our schedule we have from 9 to 12, but we obviously will try to finish early if it's possible. We might also decide after 1 hour if we need to have break or not. Okay, so we can finish all hours quickly or have a break and then come back. So today we're going to divide the class into several sections. So 3 actually. First section, I would like you to work on grouping. So if you have worked individually, that's just great. So you have some ideas what groups you might consider and well, decide on together as a team. So remember, grouping, that's about using your mind map and having like those groups, right? Literally groups or sections with a vocabulary and grammar that can go together. So you had to decide on some ideas individually. Now you're going to compare it with your classmates and get a final result, what groups you will have. The second part of the class will be sequencing. So we will work on the sequencing our units, modules, and so on. And in the last part of the class, we'll just discuss and maybe clarify doubts, or I will try to answer some questions if you have about your final task, how to deliver, what to deliver. Okay, so that's what is planned for today. And any questions before we start? No? Okay, so let's start with the grouping. So you might have maybe like 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes, finish your final result of grouping. And you can call me for help. I will be also monitoring from one group to another, okay? So let me put you into groups. There are no questions. We have 3 groups again. And I need to be sure that you have, okay, Grisel Moreno is going to work with Alejandro, right?
Teacher, by the way, Luis is sick, so he won't be attending. He's feeling unwell today.
Oh, okay, thank you very much, Alejandro, for letting me know. Yeah, it was weird not to see Luis today. Okay, so we have and Grisel, right? Alejandro and Grisel Moreno. Then we're going to have Frida. Frida is going to work with Priscilla. And Jacqueline and Karina. Okay, so we have Jacqueline, Karina, Tanya, right? And Frida, Priscilla, and Alejandro with Grisel. Okay, let's start.
By the way, can you hear me fine? Okay, like I'm testing a new pair of headphones, so
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, but I have problems, so that is the reason why I have the profile picture.
hmm, the thing is, these are wireless.
Yeah, I know. I
And
have
they have head and they have microphone and everything. So I just wanted to test if the audio, I don't know, since it has to go from here to here. Or
yeah, it's weird to have this kind of earphone, and like you don't have the microphone here. It's just like we are used to.
mm-hmm. Give me a minute because I have the menu right here. Um, see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, choose the elements from the mind map in the form of a teaching unit. So what would it go? What good would it be first? Okay.
I think it can be first occupation and
Okay.
with grammar, verbi.
Yeah, just remember because if we organize this mind map as in the blue arrows are grammar points and the yellows are vocabulary. And give me a sec because actually since he's not coming, Luis gave me a bit of an explanation. Okay. So again, what did you say?
I think the first unit, it can be occupations, like the vocabulary, and we can use as a grammar, verbi.
In I am this occupation or
In articles, it can be used also in occupations.
okay, okay, yeah, and then those two that you say, occupations and verb to be in question, like what is your occupation or I am this or
Yeah.
and maybe tenses because
Locations.
okay, so maybe we take this, we take occupations, verb to be, questions, and tenses. So we can so with this four, we can have a simple lesson about like for example, what are your parents working at or what do you want to be when you grow up or what did your grandparents work like by combining those four I think we get something interesting or simple should I say something simple that can work.
Excuse me, guys, sorry for interrupting. Just to help you a little bit, I notice you have two sections that are actually three sections.
Three sections.
Let me see. Actually, most of the sections, yes, you have two general ideas. For example, if I take pronouns, yeah, pronouns. There are many pronouns. Do you think that all types of pronouns will be taught from the beginning? No. What kind of pronouns?
Oh, I heard it.
Okay, so pronouns are divided into different types of pronouns, and not all of them will be taught, right? For example, do we use possessive ones, or what type of pronouns we'll be using? Okay, next, tenses. It's also very general, a grammar point. You need to be a little bit more specific. What tense you're talking about? Is it only present simple or two tenses? What do you mean with tenses? So you need to be very specific what tenses you will be using. Even though you have 2, 3, 5 tenses, it's okay to have at least a list of some tenses, then nothing. Does it make sense? So later, as I told you, later you will analyze that. Do you need all the tenses that you think might be taught in unit 1? I mean, in the level 1. So then you can eliminate or add. All right, so you can come up which ones are the easiest ones that you usually are taught in level 1. Then questions. Questions is also very general, what type of questions? There are so many different types of questions. So are you going to talk about yes, no questions, information questions? What tense? Is it going to be all tenses in one and you just teach questions? Or it will be specific tense and questions? So then it will be divided also. If I teach present simple, so the questions, yes, no questions in present simple, information questions in present simple. Does it make sense? So you have to like actually get this mind map with a more, let's say, subtitles, right?
Mhm.
Then talking about, where is it, prepositions. We also have different types of prepositions. Are you talking about place, time prepositions, or just some prepositions that level one should know? As I generally, I can give you an idea. For example, on, in, at are the like the most common prepositions. So you can divide it into two titles. It can be place prepositions on, in, at, and time prepositions on, in, at, because these are two different topics and they cannot be taught together. Does it make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, so even singular plural statements, singular plural statements. What do you mean with the singular plural statements?
Lisa is the one who chose that one, and I don't remember the argument that he gave me. Was like,
Well, there I have to, I can understand it in two ways. If you mean sentences, maybe he wanted to say that he divides the persons because we might have I, you, he, she, eat, and we teach verbs in singular form, but that will be also depending on the tense, right? So then we will have simple present tense, a singular form verb, right? And we might have plural form, but actually in simple present tense, what we will distinguish is only he, she, eat, right? And the rest will be the same. So here it doesn't really make sense singular plural in this way because statement is like a sentence, right? But if you wanted to say nouns, so these are not statements, singular and for plural nouns, like student, students. So he means nouns. So I'm not sure what. So you need to be here a little bit more specific. So get like specific grammar points with the vocabulary that might be taught together, right? And then again, adverbs, maybe adverbs. What kind of adverbs do you mean? Again, we have so many types of adverbs. Maybe you just mean the ones that express frequency if we talk about present simple tense.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you need to have like spread it with the and have these subsections for each one. So if you have adverbs, we're going to teach these types of adverbs, and then you put them in the groups. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's do it.
So, teacher, one question. So, we are making lessons of a unit, right? Right now.
Sorry, is it a question for me, Alejandro?
Yes. So we are separating the elements to make lessons of a unit, right?
Well, kind of, but don't worry about the sequence. Yes, exactly. That might be a module or week or unit, depends on how you're going to divide. Usually it's in units, right? So unit one, I will teach, let's say, well, just example, present simple, the adverbs of frequency, and I will talk about routines. So that will be generally, yeah, part of one unit. But don't worry about if it is first unit or second unit. Don't worry about sequence. You need to have just groups of what topics, grammar topics, and vocabulary can go together.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
All right.
You
Yeah.
can come up with 6 groups, 8 groups, as many as you come up. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Sure.
Any other questions, guys?
No, for me, it's fine.
Okay. See you later. You can call me
Mhm.
if you have a question.
Okay, thank you. Mhm. Okay.
verbo to be, you know?
Uh-huh.
So like, kind of like introducing yourself, like I am, you are, she is, and then the greetings, how are you, blah, 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 like to explore the uses of the verb to be. And then in unit 2, get into the she does, like she runs, he eats, like the S and the conjugations for the verbs in simple present.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my
Right.
idea.
No,
Yeah?
I like it.
Okay.
Like in the table, it also says recycle. So
Yeah. So aquí I'm just gonna say simple
Sorry, guys.
present.
Guys, sorry for interrupting. Just to clarify, do you have already the groups?
Yes, we did.
So you are now sequencing?
Well, no, we kind of have like a draft of the grouping, but we are kind of like making some adjustments.
Yes, so don't worry about the sequence yet. We will go with the sequence a little bit later. So the first thing, try to be sure that you get the groups. So, well, some questions that other students ask if it's about creating a unit, kind of, right? So you create like a unit, the information that can be provided together in one unit, let's say. Present simple tense can go with the routines. What else we might teach in present simple? Maybe adverbs of frequency. Okay, so you're just trying to group them and then we'll go with the sequence, okay?
Okay, yeah, got it.
Do you have it? Do you have it like in a projectable form or you're writing in your notebooks?
Yeah, I have it in a Drive document. Do you want to see?
And not now, but it would be nice if when we come back, so you just give like 2 minutes, a quick look at and share with the other teams. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. If you have any questions, you can call for me. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
I don't know. Teacher, do we present to you the chart that we? Oh,
Okay, so you have already groups?
Yes, we did it as homework. We have it ready, but we want your feedback. We don't, our period is 3 months and we think it's too much maybe for 3 months.
Yeah, so yeah, don't worry about that now, but you have groups. That's the most important. You all agreed on the groups, like a verb to be, we'll go with the subject pronouns, some nouns, okay, a verb, a vocabulary, alphabet, occupations. Yeah, so that's what you had to do. Very good. We're going to work on the sequence in 2 minutes. So just let me go back to some groups because they haven't finished yet. So you maybe just like have, again, another look if you want to add or think other options that are possible later to add. Okay, so like having an additional draft just on the side of the ideas. Okay, but yes, what you're going to do, you will project and we'll just have a quick look of 2 minutes comparing the charts of 3 teams. So you might get some ideas and later maybe you change, okay? So we're going to have this kind of feedback with a comparison. Yeah. So, but do you have any questions, like some doubts? I see you're doing great. You did homework. That's great. So that's easier. Let me just get and check with you. They had finished. Very good.
This, but I don't really agree with this. Like, I might even want to change some of the ones that I chose.
Okay, sorry guys. Yes, you're doing now much better, right? You have numbers, alphabet, verb to be, articles, and so it looks much better. You have grammar points and you have vocabulary, but you have only 3 groups, right? You haven't finished.
Yeah, thing is, this one was done beforehand, but I was not convinced by it. So I was right now I was discussing with Chris maybe something else we could do
Mhm.
because I haven't shown this up until now because I was not convinced with this.
That's the point of the teamwork. Alejandro, try to discuss it with your team members and explain why, right? Think of your own reasons. So you can try to persuade them. And another thing, have you checked already with Luis what these singular and plural statements are? What he wanted to,
I haven't.
you're
We
adding
were
that and it is not clear what it is.
discussing something else I haven't confirmed.
We haven't, okay, so yes, just try to be sure that you have that part. And also, right, you have questions and pronouns again in sections, so you need to be more specific in there. We will have approximately 2 minutes, so we're going to see the examples of others, so you will compare, okay? You will compare how they work, so you might get their ideas, okay? So
Okay.
let's say 2 more minutes and I will close the session, okay?
All right. It's a huge thing.
And
So-
did you add the vocabulary part about the hobbies?
Yeah. I have daily routines, hobbies, and simple present, and then I put in parentheses recycle. But I want to emphasize that this is like the simple present, but about the third person conjugation.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that here, third person. Okay. Yeah, so I think the first one and the number 3 are the more packed. But I think number 3 it's okay because it's demonstrative articles, prepositions, and then just recycle the other thing. So it's not that packed.
Yeah, and like they all go together. I think that like it's possible to see them at the same time.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that what we have, it's okay.
Can you send the picture?
Okay, everyone is back? Yeah. So let's have some discussion. And what I want you to do is to compare your results, your grouping, and you might consider your other teams' ideas. So that means that you still might add something such as your sections, right? Or eliminate. So let's start first. Just give me a second. Okay, Karime is with Jackie and Tanya. Karime, go ahead. Or I don't know who has the file, so you can project and just give us quick, like a summary, what ideas you got. That's the.
So this is what we have. We more or less try to sequence. It's not like, it's not the final sequence we want, but we thought that maybe first starting with the verb to be and then moving with possessives, and that was kind of like following from well, following a sequence, I don't know.
Okay, so you already started like kind of putting it in the sequence. The next thing
Yeah.
that we're going to do, actually, we will do the sequencing. But you did a great job in grouping. For example, in fact, I think Alejandro, Grisel, you can look at the ideas right here that we have very important. Just give me a second, where is that? Here. For example, when we talk about nouns, adjectives, or questions, okay, you have the topic questions, but it's not clear what kind of questions. So here we have questions with the question word what, right? So they will have only this type of questions, but you can also have maybe yes, no questions only, right? And it can be the topic of every unit where you introduce students to the tense, to the new tense, because we will have a different rule for different, let's say, auxiliary words, different way of introducing questions. So let's say we have what tense is going to be here. The verb to be. Yeah, so they will be using the verb to be. But what tense? Only present simple or all
Okay.
tenses?
So we have to specify.
Well, in this case, yes. Do the students know already the tense? Or so you will just start teaching them tenses? Or you will start teaching them just questions, no tenses? So it will be what? Only with is, am, and are? So yes, you can put it into brackets. The verb to be is, am, are. Yeah.
Okay.
So remember, this is not final sequencing. Maybe you decide later to have, if you decided that this is number one, okay, and you already had an idea this is number two, but maybe here something is missing. Can they really make questions? Should they start making questions before sentences? Or should we introduce them first to affirmative statements and then teach questions? So then maybe you do not have it here. So at the end, when we're going to start analyzing, that is not part of, it is, well, part of the sequencing, right, principle. So you might add another section and put it where it belongs to, if something missing. Does that make sense, guys? So you have now done a great job because you have the topics. Now, when we're going to start using